Good evening, this is Gavriel Jacknin, and welcome to Halacha A number 1290. Halacha A keeps the Yetzer Hara Away. Back to laws of Iska, business transactions that could violate the laws of ribis, taking interest. An Iska document is not effective to permit an agreement unless, in truth, it is so that the recipient is taking the funds in order to invest them in a business venture. But if he is not taking the funds for the purpose of a business venture, but rather to repay some debt or the like, the Iska document would then not be effective, since it is untrue. But they may conduct the transaction in the following manner and avoid the ribis prohibition. If, for example, Reuven, who is in need of money, has some merchandise, even in a different place, he may sell it to Shimon, even at a very low price, with the provision that the option is in Reuven's hands, that if he does not turn over the merchandise to Shimon before such and such a date, he will pay such and such a higher price to Shimon for it, so that Shimon may see a reasonable profit from the transaction. Says the commentary, this is permitted since the one-time payment has the features of a penalty rather than interest. Shimon is now to give Reuven the money, and they must execute an acquisition with a handkerchief. This is a form of acquisition that transfers legal ownership of merchandise from the seller to the buyer, even if the merchandise is not present at the place of the acquisition, for the validation of the sale by using that handkerchief. This is accomplished by having Shimon the purchaser give Reuven the seller a bit of his clothing to take hold of, and in this manner he basically lifts it up. He acquires Reuven's merchandise. This is effective even if it was not performed in the presence of witnesses. The merchandise is now the responsibility of Shimon, the purchaser. Once Shimon has made legal acquisition of the merchandise, any loss to the merchandise would be borne by Shimon. The transaction is thus effective immediately and is not subject to the prohibition of advancing funds for a purchase, where possession is taken only at a later date. Thus, the transaction is considered a sale, not a loan. And when the date of delivery of the merchandise arrives and Reuven does not deliver the merchandise, it will be permissible for Reuven to pay Shimon the agreed upon payment, the higher amount, even though he's paying more than he received from Shimon. And that was your halacha. Interesting stuff. Review, my friends. And we'll continue. We're almost done with the laws of Iska, but very, very important to sponsor a future halacha 36-100 for the goal. See you tomorrow.